What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of the Fight Factory Wrestling Podcast right here, coming to you live from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru Studio, a.k.a. Chop Studios in Matawan, New Jersey. Dave Sturchio, Tommy D, Chris Payne, the return of the Mac himself, Tommy Tequila, also on the witness protection list.
Everybody thought he was camping. He wasn't camping.
He wasn't camping. He
Reasons we can't discuss.
Frank whiskey, all right, guys?
Right. My name's Charlie Glass. Okay. Anyway.
I haven't had arugula.
It's a vegetable.
It's a vegetable.
Hope everybody's doing well out there. It has been a week since we were able to review The War on the Shore. We are now past The War on the Shore. We are now looking full steam ahead to No Thanksgiving, taking place at the Starland Ballroom on November the 15th, 2025. Tickets go on sale on Friday. So if you're watching this now and it's Friday, get your ass over to starlandballroom.com. Get yourself some tickets. Obviously, all of our beloved sponsors from the previous show, we still plug a couple of them, including the Stand Comedy Club. We always want to give our love to those guys because we want to work with them a lot in the future. They got a lot of cool shit coming up. And not for nothing, if I'm not mistaken, I saw their lineup the other day, and I just can't believe the heavy hitters that they just keep, like, they just pop in.
Every single heavy hitter in New York will be there.
They're just like walking down the street with their backpack. They're like, we'll see if I get an open mic. And they just jump in there. It's crazy.
Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Bill Burr. You name it, they're there.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Rogan said that's what they used to do at the Comedy Store. Like, somebody would just be in town and be like, hey, I want to do a set.
Just crazy. But anyway, our love for the Stand. And, of course, Savvy Seats, our friends over there. We will be joining the... what do they call it? The what the fuck is it called?
Summer Slam Cypher.
The Cypher. What now? I'm 5 years old. What is that?
That's when you take a blunt and you pass it around.
Yeah, it's a cipher.
The cipher.
See, I'm on edibles, so I wouldn't know what the fuck a
It's
cipher
a
is.
very good semi-automatic weapon in Call of Duty. Cypher.
Or, you know, cipher sounds.
Also, character name in The Matrix from the first one.
Okay,
Cypher.
yeah,
Joe
there you
Pats,
go.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll be at the SummerSlam
Ignorance
Cypher.
is bliss.
Scumbag.
That's over there. There's also going to be a bonus episode that comes up pretty much right after this. We'll be sitting down with Tommy Savvy, I'll call him. He's the founder of Savvy Seats. He'll explain his come up and why he's doing ticket sales. Why? Because, boy, oh boy, those ticket brokers, they're just, so they're good people.
Give a shout out to Luchadors because they're a two-time.
Yeah, Luchadors, obviously the Colts Neck
Ringside
Foundation.
Collectibles.
The Ringside Collectibles. We'll get into all that.
Garden State Physical Therapy.
Yep,
Those
they're
guys
back.
will probably be
Yep.
back with us again to rub us all down and stretch us all out. Sounds like a Tommy Tequila special.
I am fully erect.
Anyway, I want that as a drop. So
Savvy
and you know
was
what?
on-
I had the fucking
Savvy's,
show. That's a drop going forward.
Savvy's
Like, I'm
on
gonna
the
put it. I'm gonna
cover?
program it in the thing where it's like if somebody says something exciting, I'm gonna hit a button and it's just gonna be his voice. I am so erect.
We had the one for Payne. It sucks.
It sucks. It sucks. Yeah.
You should play that all the time. I'll fucking hit it.
Where's the button? Where's the
saying
button?
it.
45 minutes of the show.
We also want to give a shout out to MyFandom. The app right now is rejuvenated and redone, so you can watch The War on the Shore 2 for $9.99. Go check it out. Download the app. Check into the event. That's what the app is there for. If you ever go to
Views are piling up.
Yeah, and the views are piling up. The buys are piling up. We're very excited about that.
And make sure that your phone is on ring.
Yes, well, they're working through that, but yeah, make sure your phone is not on silent or you
Yes,
will not get
apparently
sound.
so is Tommy.
But I also want to publicly acknowledge the fact that we're speaking about MyFandom, and that's owned and operated by, I have a small piece in it, and there's Josh Chernoff and his brother. And I also want to just make it public knowledge that we're all one big happy family now, as we've made it official. We've taken some power away from Tommy D, which really started his week off really well. And then so then we dispersed it throughout. We want to welcome, obviously, Tommy Tequila as one of the owners of Fight Factory Wrestling, along with Josh Chernoff. There is now a team of 5 of us to get this thing rolling. Obviously, me and Payne are heavy principal owners. But we want to listen. We want to share the wealth and the growth of this company because we feel that Tommy D, who's looking around,
Fucking fly in here.
is there?
Yeah.
All right. Or are you just? Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone's wondering why there was a reduction,
Yeah. You're right. You know what it is? You're like Reamer from the thing when you're just like when he's talking about the attention spans and he's just looking at a bird. It's like,
you know what he looked like just now? What the hell is his name? The comedian from. Can you just act like a little boy?
I don't know.
Clifford.
Yes.
I don't know what reference is that.
Oh my God! When he's yelling at, he's got he's
Can you just be normal?
He goes, "Stop! What are you doing? Stop it! Just be a normal boy." He's like,
I did not see that.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, totally off. We'll get into a bunch
"What
of
is
stuff.
his name?"
Obviously,
Martin Short.
Martin Short.
Oh, I know Martin Short. Yeah, okay.
He's like a 30-year-old boy that
But he's
his
playing
uncle
like a
has to
10-year-old.
watch.
Was it big?
But
Part
he's like
two?
a weirdo.
No, he's playing a 10-year-old because he's so short.
That's really funny. All right, we'll get into Summer Slam, which is obviously this weekend. Big stuff coming there. But first and foremost, obviously, before anything else, we have to give our thoughts and prayers to the Hogan family. We lost a pioneer, a pillar, the biggest legend of all legends last week. I think me, Payne, and Chernoff were on the phone together talking about something. We were talking. I don't know what we were talking about. I think it was you, Payne, who said Hogan just died.
Absolutely was me.
I said, wait. I was like, wait, what? Hold on. Pause. Like, what are you talking about? We were like in the middle of a business
I
conversation.
said Hulk Hogan's dead.
And I said, wait, what? So we were caught off guard. The whole world was caught off guard.
My mom called me as soon as they announced it on the news. Like, she called me instant.
Which is crazy because Jimmy Hart, like the day before, was on record saying like, "Oh yeah, baby, he's great, baby. He's the Hulkster's."
he said he gave a report saying it doesn't look good.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I thought he was in on it and everybody was good and I don't know. That's what I heard, but anyway, or read. But unfortunately, Hulk Hogan.
Complications to a neck surgery, which they haven't released everything, but
I thought it was a heart attack.
he went to cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
But
Was that a heart attack?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But it was caused by the complications of a neck
Apparently,
surgery.
nicked his esophagus. It was an intrusive
He
surgery.
wasn't speaking.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't know all the details. But anyway, I digress with the details. We lost a legend. I mean, if anybody says anything in the negative space about Hulk Hogan, you're just misinformed and wrong. We're all aware. We're not ignorant to the idea of any kind of wrongdoings he's said or done in his past post-wrestling career. But we're all talking about the Hulkster here. We're talking about Hulk Hogan, the legend that is the only reason why WWE, all of independent wrestling, AEW, TNA, NWA, New Japan, all these guys, the only reason there's a success to this industry is because Hulkamania ran wild in the 80s. You cannot contest that.
Not just the 80s, because think about, all right, so made it through the
Just
80s.
saying, it started there.
With MTV. If it wasn't for Hogan, everybody goes, well, it was Vince McMahon's business model. It was his business model around Hulk Hogan. That's who it was
WrestleMania
around.
doesn't exist without Hulk
And
Hogan.
and then not only did he do it once, he did it twice. Because then WCW put it all around the NWO. And
Well,
then
so
again,
that's what it is.
he
So in the
reinvented the
night-
He
and
saved
business,
wrestling
not
in the
once,
90s too.
but
Yeah,
twice.
because wrestling was on life support. And no offense to Shawn and Brett, but they weren't the marquee guys at
They
that
weren't.
time, at that point.
Bro, you had Bob Backlund versus
Diesel.
Bret Hart.
And Diesel. Remember? Like Diesel won the championship. He beat him in
back
3
off the
seconds.
cross-faced chicken wing, bro.
No, I'm just saying,
And he beat him in 3 seconds at a fucking house show.
It was at the Garden.
To try and build more house shows because the house shows were dying. It was like going into like the territory days again.
my whole
where
point
town
about
was
the
dying.
Backlund thing, Bret Hart, is that like that's what you had to look forward to as opposed to what he was doing. And I don't even think it was at that time because he had left to go film Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah,
right.
he
Like
was
he
done
was in
with
Hollywood.
wrestling.
That was when he had taken the break. So wrestling was seriously.
I
in
just
life
wish
support.
The steroid trial.
Yeah.
I just wish his WWE run ended a lot better than it did because when it did, you felt like there was just like the handshake with Vince, like, "Hey man, best of luck," you know. And then all of a sudden he winds up on the set of Hollywood or Orlando Studios or whatever, and oh, by the way, here we go, WCW. I just feel like it was an abrupt end. You brought him back home, obviously, down the stretch. He was able to perform at a specific level. I don't want to say a great level, but I just rewatched the Rock and Hogan match.
Probably one of the best,
My God. Bro,
WrestleMania
it's
matches
my
around.
God.
You don't even realize how good of a WrestleMania match that is.
It
until
might
you
go
watch
down
it
as,
back.
like,
one of the best, if not
if
the
not
best.
the best. Like,
Was there
to me,
ever a
I'm
louder-
biased.
Was there ever a louder reaction than him hulking up in the middle of that match?
Bro.
Ooh, they released
Deafening.
the footage
I
of
get
like the raw
goosebumps.
footage. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it
Yeah,
too. Like
just
how
crowd.
loud it was. And I'm thinking to myself, as a Shawn Michaels enthusiast, I'm like Shawn Taker with a bunch of kickouts after the tombstones and a super. There's a lot of thunderous roars. The Rock
It was
and
a
Hogan
soccer
never lost the crowd.
It was a soccer match in the Premier League where they were just
Yes.
loud
Yeah.
the whole
just
time.
doing the ole the
Yep.
entire
And it was
time.
insane because the entire arena was cheering for the heel.
Yeah.
Rock was the face. Hogan was the heel.
Isn't it the second time that's happened to Rock? Didn't they do it with Brock Lesnar too? Yeah, that was at Nassau.
Wasn't he doing the
I
Hollywood
brought
thing?
that up with Cody and Cena this year. I said that could have been a possibility.
Yeah,
Right.
but not like this.
Was
This
Rock,
nothing like- nothing
was
like-
Rock
yeah.
doing the Hollywood gimmick and mid match they changed it up because he was heel then?
No, it happened after that. Once they realized you got to go heel with this, then they went heel with it. But like
I
the
got a
fact
lot.
that the whole crowd, like I said, it's one of the most memorable matches of all time.
Well, because
And-
everything that they had planned, they had to scrap it because
That's what happens.
Hogan's supposed to be the heel.
I know.
The only objection I have to that whole entire production of that match was the end.
The
They
NWO
should
coming
have
in,
instead of not even that.
They didn't come in, did they?
Yeah.
They did.
and they beat up Hogan.
They jumped him out
Why do I not remember that? I
because
just
then the
watched
Rock,
fucking thing.
Rock was halfway up the ramp, came back and saved him.
That's
And
right.
in my opinion, because that's when he went to the red and yellow with the boas. In my opinion, you should have went with.
We're still finding feathers around this office.
I don't doubt it. That thing's a piece of shit. Which I got at his beach shop
Stopped
in
selling
Orlando.
6 months ago.
I think that they should have played out Hogan's music when they left. They played The Rock like 3 different times. And
Played Real
should-
Maybe they
American.
weren't ready for that
You
yet.
should have played Real American.
Maybe they weren't ready for that because they
Then
knew.
why did? Or if that's the case, then why have them come back and beat him out of the NWO?
That was my question rewatching it after a few years.
And still, you know what?
If you're not going to play him out, why have him jumped out?
Between that moment, the Rock and Austin moment, and I don't know why, and maybe I'm just, like I said, I'm a nostalgic guy. Like when it comes to wrestling, when like, for instance, Bully Ray says that there's going to be one more Hardy's Dudley's match, and I'm just like, sign me up. You know what I mean? Like, but the smart marks will be like, this is so stupid. They're 100 years old. Like, fuck that. It's stupid. No, I love it. Sign me
I
up for
will
all of
headbutt you
it.
between
One of
your
my
eyes.
favorite moments of all time, WrestleMania moments, is Triple H versus Sting, and then DX and NWO.
Yeah.
Like those reactions for them guys coming out and squaring up with DX.
And
There was
Razor taking a back
700
body drop.
There was 732 years of life experience in that ring.
That's what I'm saying.
Poor Scott Hall had the bad hip at the time.
Yeah.
Dude, but they all rocked and rolled, and I was like, this is
That was
wrestling.
epic.
That is wrestling.
I want to say this because guys know I'm the Hogan guy.
Can't tell by the shirt, but go
I
ahead.
will defend him until end of the world.
By the way, his heel turn's way bigger now and way better of all time than John Cena.
I'll stand by that.
I'm gonna flip the script.
I don't
though,
think
okay?
it was ever even in the same
not
fucking.
even the
Well,
same
now that I
realm.
watched it on Unreal,
Not in the
go ahead.
same realm.
Yeah.
I said it was bigger. I take it back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should.
sorry.
You also said
I'm
Jay,
gonna
you
call
also said
Pablo.
Jey Uso was mediocre.
I will cause a scene.
I will start kicking over cameras. Go ahead, Payne.
So, I mean, it's undeniable what he did for wrestling. What he's done for he was like one of the biggest icons, pop culture, highly recognizable around the world at that time. And this is why my argument around the Roman Reigns GOAT talk is that Hulk Hogan did all that stuff without having any type of social media. All you really had at that time was you either watched it live, you watched it on MTV, or on the news at night, and then that was it. You didn't get to see it and go
Magazines
click Google.
and tapes.
Right, tape trading, stuff like that. So for him to be as big as he was in that time when the capabilities they have now weren't available, I'm sorry, it's not even fucking close. That Hogan was the epitome of wrestling, and the greatest of all time.
That's a very
And-
strong point to make of Hogan being the GOAT. You know what I mean? Because it's like he did this all before you were able to go
Yep.
on Twitter.
He was the
100%.
first mainstream guy.
Yeah. And now, if you want to really be realistic about it, everyone's like, "Oh, he was a terrible wrestler." He didn't have to be a wrestler. But
I've seen some matches from Japan where
if
he's
you
throwing
go watch
motherfuckers
his-
around.
Which is my point. If
Yeah.
you go watch some of his Japanese stuff, he knew how to work.
And you know what? He
just
didn't have
wasn't
to.
Yeah,
needed.
well, that's what he said. He goes, he didn't have to do
He
that.
said, he
here.
goes, I didn't need to be a wrestler. I needed to be a character.
Yeah.
And that's all he needed to do.
And also learning a lot from you guys over the last year, seeing that the term there's a bump count, right? He
Yeah,
put
bump card.
longevity to his career.
Well, that's
by
why.
wrestling
That's
the way
why
that
he
did, and
went
that's why-
from what was he 6?
And that's why the Miz is going to wrestle till 70.
Wait,
He
no,
went
how,
from-
so
Hogan-
how
Hogan
tall
went from-
was he?
He was 6'7", and he ended up being 6'3" and a
Yeah,
half,
'cause he had to
6'4".
keep having his
Because he
back
had his back
operated
because of the
on.
compressions.
So I think
Really?
that-
From the
yeah.
leg
Do you see how,
drop.
bro? I'm 6'2" Do you see how tall he was in that photo that I took with him 13 years ago?
Wow.
Peyton Manning
he
ended up being
was
taller than
6'7",
him.
6'8".
No shit. Wow.
But-
See, the more you know.
You know, he was the biggest icon. He played a big role in everybody's life. He might not have ended up being your favorite wrestler of all time, but in the beginning, it was always him. It was always Hulk. With that said, the man died at 71 years old. In a 71-year-old lifespan, especially in the times that he grew up, this isn't to make an excuse, it's just fact. You grew up with different beliefs. You grew up being raised differently. You had to learn to adapt as you got older, which is not a fucking easy thing to do. I am out of my mind all the time. I'm literally losing my shit. I don't know how to control it
hide it
because
really well.
No, I don't. And it's a problem that I have that I just can't seem to
I
fix.
can't believe I've never seen it.
Even though I do try to work on it. You can't sit here and say that you expected a 71-year-old man to just all of a sudden, he didn't think one way that he was raised or taught when he was younger. He did work on things. He did do things for people. He did apologize. They just didn't like the way he apologized.
Yeah.
With that said, every day people make mistakes. And I'm going to give this example, and fuck him, he's a piece of shit. Tyreek fucking Hill is a piece of garbage, savage human being who beats his fucking family and his young kids. And yet everyone seems to love him because he can score touchdowns and he gets to seem to get a pass. But you could say one thing 20 fucking years ago and everyone holds on to it because it was the Hulkster and what he was.
Guy.
I'm sorry. You're not. Everyone is fucking flawed. Everybody. Everyone sitting in this room right now is flawed. Everyone.
Mike fucking Vick drowned dogs and killed them for sport. And now he's an analyst on Fox Sports. Make it make sense. So when he passes away, what are people going to say? Oh, he had a cannon. He was the fastest guy. Have you ever used him in Madden? Untouchable. You can't fucking, But is anybody going to bring up the dogs? Yeah, some people bring up the dogs. But nobody, when the guy passes away down the line, nobody's going to say like, yeah, I mean, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it for a whole body of work. Just like you said with Hogan, his whole body of work. Is that? I hear a helicopter. I'm thinking, gotta go, guys. Gotta go. We're here for you.
They killed themselves, mama.
He killed himself, mama.
First the Brooklyn Bridge now here.
On that note.
And one thing I gotta say, if you're a worker in this business and you're taking that rest in piss and fuck him stance, fuck you, because you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for what he did in the 80s
and you can't
and
lie
the
to yourself.
90s.
You can't lie to yourself. Like, why are you here? Why are you in the wrestling business? Because once upon a time you wanted to be Hulk Hogan. Don't tell me you
Leo
didn't want to
Rush
be.
had the greatest post.
Yeah, his post was great.
Maybe I did see it.
Outstanding. Just talking about, if you want to dance on the guy's grave, that's on you. That's your own problem. He goes, I'm not going to do that because of what he's done for this business. And another thing, stop bringing up the fucking union because you idiots don't know how any of that shit works. You wouldn't have any idea how it was going to work. There's no shot for it to work. There's too many companies. There's too many. Now, back then, there was independent or the territories. You're not going to have one fucking pro wrestling union, you fucking morons.
Bro, and just to take that a step further, like everyone's like, oh, he didn't want the union. He didn't want the union. How many guys were shit? Like, listen. Everything is cutthroat, no matter what business you're in. You're trying to make it. People are going to step on your neck. They're going to try and stab you in the back to get where you want to go. Everybody was upset that Hogan was the top draw, making the top money, and that is why they wanted to get a union, because they wanted to just make sure that they were getting paid. They were pissed off that he was in the spot that he was. And you fucking hear about Bret Hart bitching all the time. Well, Hogan. Well, every one of those guys wanted to be top guys. And the guys that never made it as top guys or didn't get the rub at the time that they wanted to be the top guys, or the guys that are fucking pissed that it happened the way that it happened. Fuck you.
My answer to all that, be better than them then.
Right.
Do better.
It's
right.
not even
Sell
that.
more t-shirts. I don't know what to tell you. Get yourself over more. I don't know.
Everyone, like, Brett is mad that Goldberg.
Brett's mad at everything.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But Brett's mad that Goldberg was as fucking was getting the push that he got and all this other shit. The guy was a monster, and people related to that guy that was pissed off, that just wanted to fucking kill people. Came in the ring, did it quick, left. Was angry, vicious. And everyone was drawn to that. And he got mad at that because he wasn't a technical wrestler. I'm sorry. You're not going to fucking please everybody. You're not everyone's cup of tea. But to hold on to that and like just always have a disdain for somebody and always talk shit about them.
I just like the fact that some of those folks.
Moral of my fucking rant is everyone's made mistakes. Everyone's said stuff. Behind closed doors or in public, it doesn't matter. You've said stuff. So stop sitting here and judging a guy that was fucking taped against his outside of his privacy and then fucking made to look like a fool. Okay? Just you're not. Everyone is fucking fallible. Everyone makes mistakes.
This is like 100%, and you couldn't have said
And
it
I
better.
don't condone what he said.
Nobody
Like,
does.
that's the point.
Nobody does.
You know what I mean? Does.
Is there anybody on the high horse right now? Like, you know what? I mean, you got a point.
Everyone is on their road to redemption. Like everyone's got something that they've made a mistake for that they still try to make up for till to this day.
I don't mean to make it this way, but if I'm not mistaken, research has said, sources have said that there's one guy that could judge everybody. He ain't here. You know what I mean? Like,
here's the best part. You people judging him
What
for
do you
that.
mean with the you people? See, that's funny. That's funny.
Everybody judging him for that, right? You realize that you're just doing the exact opposite as to what he did. It's just now it's about him. You have just enough hate in your heart as he supposedly had in his. Just leave it alone.
I do take satisfaction. Some of the people that are like, rest in piss, and then something happened to them. Like moments later, I'm like,
there's no reason. There's no reason to knock on somebody, especially after their death. There's no reason to use the word. I understand that is a terrible word. It's a very offensive word.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid.
But here's the deal: I was getting very upset about it. Very upset by people lashing out on Hogan and beating him down. And I was pissed, and I was pissed off in front of my kids. And my oldest daughter, going to be 5 in August, goes, "Daddy, I'm so sorry Hulk Hogan died." Like, she was sympathetic behind it, and I was trying to explain to her why I was upset, and I couldn't explain how to like, yes, it's a bad word. I'm like, okay, how about this? My favorite movie character of all time, Kaiser Sose, Verbal Kint. Fucking amazing, right? Great character.
no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
I'm gonna circle it back. I'm weaving like Trump.
Go ahead.
With that, I could still love Kaiser Sose and understand the actor was a piece of shit, right? And separate the two.
Ed Norton. In fucking American History X.
You could separate Terry Bollea to Hulk Hogan.
Of course,
You can't take down what Hulk Hogan did, what Hulk Hogan represented, what Hulk Hogan is to the pro wrestling business. He's everything. So that doesn't end because of a mistake, but because of him using a terrible word that none of us condone, that we all know is terrible. He apologized for it. Like you said, people did not like the way that he apologized to it. He was brought back. He was cut out for years. What is worse?
They took him out the Hall of Fame.
What's a worse punishment? That's what I was going to say. What's a worse punishment for Hulk Hogan than being taken out of the WWE Hall of Fame? It's more than a fucking wrist slap, guys. He served his fucking time. He did what he had to do. We talk about people coming out of prison reform, right? The guy fucking did his time. He did what he had to do. And he came on back. There is no reason to beat someone up because of what they said and what they did in their past life when they're dead. It is disgusting. It's disrespectful. Fuck you for saying it.
The thing that I have a hard time grasping is that, like, it's okay for certain, and this is not white, black, or anything like that. It's certain people are allowed to have a second chance, and then for some reason, when the media gets a hold of it or social media gets a hold of it, that person or that group is not allowed to fucking have any type of redemption or forgiveness to what they did. 20 years ago, he made the mistake, right? It was like 18 or 19 years ago?
10
years ago.
It's 2015.
Was it 15? Mm-hmm. Whatever
Which he died on the anniversary, which is kind of
okay,
even
well, it's still
more
10 years.
fucking
It's
bizarre.
still time ago.
A decade.
Right.
Right.
But the man found Christ.
Uh-huh.
He was changing his life. The things that he did for, like, they just forget about everything that he did for every person, every shade, from when he was younger until he was older, because he said one thing one time and was recorded. There's no, like, I don't know why Hulk Hogan was not allowed to have any forgiveness or allowed to have redemption, but then everybody else gets a free pass without having, with some people never even saying they're sorry. They just say they stayed quiet and it was fine. And I'll give you want to go, so we give a Caucasian against Caucasian. Morgan Wallen said that word.
He's the most popular.
Joe Rogan said that word.
He's the most popular country artist in the world. A white receiver for the Eagles. Remember that? Riley Cooper?
Whatever the fuck.
Riley Cooper. He said it. I mean, not that his career panned out to be anything else because, Eagles fucking blow. But, like, what I'm saying is...
Joe Rogan got a pass.
Nope, first of all...
Morgan Wallen got a pass. He's back on radio. Everyone
and
loves
making
him.
millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Out.
So, again...
It's just like, it's
when that
unbelievable.
guy dies, how many people are going to be like, well, there was this one time where... it's like... You're the scumbag for pointing out the one flaw that the guy had.
You're gonna get their
real
apology was not accepted.
Right.
You
because
said
they didn't like the way that they didn't like the wording. Like, you're never going to please anybody. So
no, of course
you're going
not.
to be like, hey, I am sorry for what I said. It was terrible.
And again, if you're watching,
your tone was off.
If you're watching this right now, and I know the comments are going to come. Like, if you're watching this right now and you're like, easy to say for 4 white dudes to fucking talk about this. Shut up.
No,
like,
just shut up. Let the comments come. Let the comments come. And then do yourself a favor. After you make your comment, go look in the mirror and say, I've never made a mistake.
Right.
I've never done anything wrong.
That's literally what I said the day he passed. So I said, if you are a liar if you look in the mirror right now and say, you know what, good thing I'm squeaky clean. Because you're not. You're not. I've said things in the past where I'm just like, damn. I probably shouldn't have said that.
The great Scott Hall had the greatest line ever. There was only one perfect person that lived in this world, and everyone crucified him.
Literally. Put him on a fucking cross.
And by the by, people talking about Hogan, put his throat on guys' careers. Everybody back then was slicing each other's throats.
We make the
Hogan.
we make the reference of Jera Hogan, right? Like,
Yeah.
we get it, but it's tongue in cheek. It's
They
all
all,
like
they all did that back then.
Forget Hogan. Go to the lowest level of independence, and you have a guy in the locker room that's stepping on the next guy to hold a title that doesn't mean shit, getting paid an extra $20.
right.
It's at every level.
And then you
all
got
the time.
egotistical maniacs.
Spoke on a wheel, Donnie. Everyone plays their place. Hogan was the top of
And,
the food chain.
and the people that
Like
bring
you
that
said,
up, it's
be
obvious
better.
that you don't have a real job because welcome to the corporate fucking world where everybody's out to make more money than the person fucking next to them.
I know
That's
I
just-
am.
That.
I'll step on necks to
What
get
do,
out
they,
ahead.
what do they call it? The law
No,
of the
I won't.
jungle, right? That's the law of the jungle. That's the way of the world.
Tommy's killed the guy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. YouTube, don't do that.
Two quick things. I'm done. When Hulk Hogan died, and they played we watched Raw the next morning because my son's too young to stay up.
Yeah.
I was on the couch and I just was hysterical.
Tough.
I was
tough memory.
I was
Those
hysterical.
videos are great.
Well, no,
they
I'm
were
sorry.
great.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
The next morning, I watched with my son, and then my son ran out of the room hysterical, crying. My wife went to go console him, and she's like, "Why are you crying?" And he's like, "Daddy's so upset." And bro, it was tears.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting on the couch, and I showed it to Michelle, and I'm just like, "You see?" And then I've cried so many times watching his shit, and then
Well, dude, 'cause our child-
I'm going to say this, and then I'll stop talking about it. He made a mistake. I still love Hulk Hogan. He's still going to be my OG all-time favorite, and I don't give a fuck who has a problem with that. If you've never made a mistake in your life, congratulations. But go fuck
Well,
yourself.
that was just a tough week
You
for
and
us.
Christ are about right here.
Our
Christ
whole,
won, Johnny 2.
our whole fucking childhood came crashing in 1 week. Theo Huxtable, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan.
Dude from the Cosby Show.
That's Theo Huxtable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Malcolm Jamal
I was
Warner.
thinking,
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
But yeah, dude, it was a rough week for
That was a
pop
fucking
culture.
crazy week.
It was rough. When Hogan passed, I felt like I lost my grandfather. No bullshit. And I never said 2 words to the guy, but I'm like, he was in my home. He was in my life. Like everybody around me knew. People were texting me like, "You good?" And I'm just like, yeah,
Bro,
You
this
can't
is
call yourself a
rough.
pro wrestling fan without knowing Hulk Hogan.
I had
Exactly.
plans to fly down to Florida with just me and Chase and go meet him at his shop in Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking for him when we went down, right?
See,
We were all
now I
looking
feel
for
like
him.
an asshole for not going because we were at the Denny's right across from Hogan's Beach Shop before the drive back home in May. And I didn't go in.
Well, we were gonna go
We
meet him
spent
when we
way
were
too much time down there. I think we went
Bro,
we were down in Orlando.
sore for like an hour and a half.
We were down in Orlando for WrestleCon. Everybody's like, "You going to this indie shop?" Like, "Nah, I'm still in the Hogan shop." Like we
And
just
it's not
stayed
like
there.
it's that
Bro, we
big of a
walked out
shop
like
to
this.
be,
It's not.
Bags.
to be there for an hour and a half.
No,
it's not
I
that
walked
big of
out.
a shop.
I walked out with NWO merch. Fuck it. I walked out with everything.
And we were like, "Yo,
I went to
when's
the-
Hulk coming here?" He's like, "He normally stops in, but he's in Clearwater today." I'm like, "Fuck."
yeah.
I went to the Superstore instead of going to the beach shop when I was there for the Rumble 2 years ago.
Well, that's where my mom met him in Clearwater. They were in the same elevator together.
Well, I told you guys in the
he was
text
filming
message.
Thunder in Paradise.
My dad had drinks with him and Beefcake at the airport.
Beefcake looks like a thumb now, huh?
Did your dad
you
go
know.
to pay for him? And he said, that's not
Beefcake was
going to
the
work for
first
me,
wrestler
brother.
I ever met. Ever.
Really?
Brutus Bar Beefcake, Woodbridge Armory, put me in a sleeper hole without like that. He did. He put me in a fucking chokehold, took a picture. That was the first wrestler I ever
Speaking
met.
of chokeholds, Chase put me in a rear naked choke 2 days ago.
Nice.
I
What are
was
you,
pissed.
Luther?
I was pissed at the moment. I was highly impressed afterwards.
Get off me! Apply pressure.
Why is Daddy sleeping? God damn! No, he put me out.
No, I'm done. I'm out. But listen, again, say what you will about Hulk Hogan. That was
rant
our
needed
piece
to
on Hulk
happen.
Hogan.
That rant needed to happen.
Oh,
'cause
100%, bro.
R.I.P. Hulk.
Yeah, Hulkster, you're in our thoughts. You're our childhood, and that's how it is. So anyway, a lot of little nuanced things. We've obviously already announced that we're going to be at the Starland Ballroom for No Thanksgiving, November 15th. Oh, wow. Possibly we're going to have another show, possibly in October. We'll talk about that if it comes to fruition. More of like a house show vibe. But I know
House
you.
show.
Yeah,
You're still going to get.
It won't be any.
You're still going to get your Fight Factory quality.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying it won't be recorded. Is what I'm
No,
saying.
I just love like a house show. We're having our first indoor event in November.
Yeah, no. The best part is the conversation Payne had when we it was like a couple days after War on the Shore. He's like, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to finally do an indoor show. He's like, all right, before you get there, what would you say for another outdoor show? And I'm like, like I can't do this. I'm finally feeling
He
myself
said,
again.
he said that to me, and he goes, "Yeah, so it's the baseball stadium." I go, "Where?" And he says, and I go, Do you like watching us fucking fail?
I gotta preface stuff
PTSD.
before I say anything because I already know. Like if I say stadium, baseball field, they're like, no.
Yeah.
But no, it would be much better.
We'll see. We'll see if it all plays out.
But you know.
So have you watched anything Unreal?
I finished it today.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So
Oh,
three of us
I
have. You
finished
haven't.
it the
Spoiler
day I
alert.
watched.
We're
I
going
can
to talk
catch
about it for a second. I think, without any doubts, I mean, there's been a lot of really cool WWE documentaries. I feel like this is a top 5 documentary they've ever done.
It revealed a lot, but it didn't reveal as much as I thought it
Right.
was
They
going to
said
reveal.
they were going to peel back the curtain a little bit, and they did. You got the writer's room, you got
I felt
gorilla
they peeled it
position.
back a lot.
I think, listen, when you start talking about who's everybody's pick to win the Rumble, and everybody raised their hand, Punk, and then like
I think
one guy in
Beyond
the
the
back,
Mat.
like,
I think
King
Beyond the
himself.
Mat revealed a lot
That was
more
a great
than
one.
Say what?
Unreal did.
Beyond the Mat.
That revealed a lot more.
That was a
than,
good one.
Beyond the Mat was great. I'm not booked, Terry.
I didn't want to watch it because of that. I didn't want to know how the fucking chicken nugget was cooked.
Well,
you know.
again,
Oh, God.
So all right, so ready for who's the guy? Josh Barnett. He goes on Ariel's show and he says, "I hate everything that this stands for." Like he was not a fan of WWE Unreal. He's like, "I'm a believer in kayfabe," blah blah blah, and that's okay. The old school mentality is totally cool. Like we're not gonna not like,
Taz is probably fucking.
oh, he's probably losing his
dizzy.
fucking mind. But what I will say is the curtain they peeled back was so well done. You got to know a little bit more about these superstars and what they go through on the day to day.
How about Rhea Ripley's real name?
Right.
Dimine Bennett.
Yeah, so for ready for this? It's like when you're, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but like when I was in grade school, to find out my teacher's first name was like all world.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, Mrs. Silver is Jane Silver? Like, oh my God. And then when I found out
Dolores?
Kane was Glenn Jacobs, I almost shit, right? But like-
Politician.
right. Well, now he's-
Mom, why are they calling you Debbie? Your name's Mom.
right, exactly.
So when Payne got Shay and I into the event, I'm not even going to say it,
The big one.
the big one, we were with KC. And he's calling her, and he's like, Demi. And I'm looking around like, who the fuck are you talking to? He goes, Rhea. I go, oh, that's her name.
Well, if you call people by their first name, it's, to me, I think it's,
Dude,
I think it's a little weird.
She
Just-
whipped
that's
her
just me.
head right around real quick.
Well,
So
if
I'm
you
pretty
don't
sure
know
he was the
them.
only
Right,
one
if you
that
don't
knew
know
her
him.
name.
Like that time when Punk went to the hockey game and he was like, "Why are you calling me Phil? You know me?"
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
When
So-
you sent me Effie's info, dude, I was like,
What's his name? Taylor.
do I do this?
Taylor Gibson,
Robert
I think.
Taylor Gibson. Or something.
but is it? What do I say?
Right.
Mr.
William-
No.
Is
Mr. E.
Is
Effie,
it
I don't-
Taylor William
My
Gibson?
love,
or-
no.
Yeah, so, I don't know. We booked the goddamn flight. We don't even know. But like, I will say, like, what WWE Unreal was able to do was really. This was for workers and the boys and guys who run promotions. This was not for your casual fan. It was
No.
not. If you do not want to know how wrestling works, don't watch it. That's it. But from my personal standpoint, to see what they do and how they get there, and like the Venn diagram, you would fucking lose your mind because I mean you're a spreadsheet guy. You got to see the Venn diagram they used for
man.
for a storyboard.
Oh,
like
my God,
you're
yeah.
like you're looking at it, you're like
you would have paused
6 to
it
midnight
and sort
right
of-
now.
yeah. I'm like what?
He
Like,
would have had the Expo erase marker with on his touchscreen. Like, no, we got
ready for this? They told everybody around. They told six people total about the Cena heel turn. Cena was the last one they told. That, hey, by the way, this is what we're going with, right? And he was like, oh yeah, cool. But like, they went to Cody. How do you feel about this? They went to one of the writers. How do you feel about this? Like, they're getting all the consensus to lead up to going to the big dog and saying like, hey, by the way, you're gonna kick him in the dick. They wouldn't even tell production, which was crazy. The camera crew, they're like, listen, show's gonna end. They're gonna do something at the end.
Stay with Cody.
Stay on him.
Stay on Cody.
And they're like, nobody asks questions. Nobody's like, why? Well, should we do a tight shot? No, wide shot, everything. We want to see everything that's about to happen.
And the guy-
production had no clue.
The guy said
no
he's
clue.
been working for them for 30 plus years, and he goes, "This has only happened a couple times." I
Well, it's
think,
because
a
they
few
know that there's
times.
too many people that
the
leak
internet. It would
shit
kill
to the
it.
fucking dirt sheets.
Right, it would
and then
kill
that's it.
But they were able to keep that in house for nobody to know. It's great. It's so cool at the inner workings that actually work. You know, like when it doesn't work, it sucks. It gets out to the internet. There's got blah blah blah.
Yeah, but
like,
you look at that storyboard. It shows you that they're playing chess, not checkers. They're not booking.
oh,
week
they're
to week.
long term. They are long. Jack
They're
Bauer's
not.
calling.
They're not booking week to week, which I can see the benefit of booking week to week, right? Because you never know.
That's
you
so
have
hard.
this
That's so
storyline
hard.
going.
We're talking about booking in November.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
it's
you,
3
God
months
forbid
away.
I said
somebody gets
October,
hurt.
and he was like, "Oh no."
God forbid somebody gets hurt. Now the storyline that you have is that kind of goes out of the way. But
They had more people in the writers' room than we had at fucking Ferry Hawks.
They really did. There's so many cooks in that kitchen, and at the end of the day, now you start to see a little bit of Triple H disagreeing on certain things, right? But he's willing to listen.
He listens.
He's willing to be like, I don't like that, but tell me how you got there, right? And they have a conversation, an open conversation.
But the guy was also like, he was like this in the corner.
Yeah.
No, because there's no yes
I did
men.
see a clip where it was him and Punk's emotional, and Triple H is like, "You've always been a main event guy." He goes, "I know, but it means a lot and gets me in the feels that you know now."
That you know now.
That
yeah.
was fucking awesome.
That was a major,
Yeah.
like, I took a quote from it. Impossible is just something you do. Like, impossible is just something you do. And I was like, oof, oof. You know, that was like a fucking right jab to the heart. It's like that pulled on the strings. Because what Punk was able to do, just think about where Punk was like 3 years ago. He was working with children. You know what I mean? He was pissed off.
Dylan's son. From
Just
102.1.
fucking trying to choke guys out. Like, just
I'm hurt,
miserable.
I'm tired, I'm old, and I work with fucking children.
He's just miserable.
I love that line.
Miserable. And then he gets to a family atmosphere who take him back after all the shit that he said. You want to talk about second chances? Talk about
yeah,
Hogan.
so, but you did-
Punk went on every podcast under the sun to talk about WWE and how
Yeah, but
shitbags
you did hear what he said, that throughout the years they were trying to find ways to come
And it
back
just wouldn't
together,
work.
and it just wouldn't work.
And
So
they
the
were-
talks were always there.
Yeah, of course.
There were two things that I, well, probably three.
Take away from.
So they left you guessing, I guess, in a way, because I was intrigued to see if they were going to show any interaction between Punk and Seth, to see if like
Very fair. I was waiting for
and
that too.
I think there's a realness to that they didn't want to show that on TV. So
I
I would
also
have liked
don't-
to have seen that, but as a fan, I respect that.
yeah,
that
no.
they didn't show that.
They're keeping a little bit
Yep.
back. Yeah.
One takeaway that I took was that I think, I don't know, I hate to say this, but Triple H with Rhea Ripley is completely creepy.
You know what it is? I think Triple H cares about every superstar like it's their kid.
I just don't
Right,
think
but with her, I feel like he's delicate with her because
Is he making up for China because she kind of has that look?
no, I think
Well,
it's
she
more
said
along
she's
the
got
lines of he
anxiety issues
knows.
before some of her big
Yeah,
matches.
she had
so
like a
he-
panic attack before
Yeah.
Mania
Well,
last year.
that's what I'm getting at. I think that he knows that one, she deals with anxiety the way she does, and two, that he knows that she's the bread and butter for the next 5 to 10 years. As far
And
as
people
like,
looked at us sideways when we said she's
and
gonna be
he
one of the
said it-
goats. This
and
is
he
why.
said it not just women, but wrestlers overall, that she's going to go down as one of the goats. And
crazy.
he's 100% correct.
Hey,
I just-
remember-
I don't say crazy in a bad way. I'm like crazy
Yeah.
like that's
when
awesome.
when the that group first started, I'm the one that said to you and Rob when he was still here that she was the in fact leader of that group, and
Oh, 1,000%. We talked about that on this show that she was.
some people looked at me as I was nuts when I said it,
Yeah.
but boy, how fucking right was I?
Yeah. I
Her
mean,
and Dom needed each other to find their ways, and they
Yeah.
did.
And like I said,
And look at him now,
I know.
they actually
You
they
see his
also,
reaction in
Mexico.
Triple A?
Holy shit!
oh yeah, they popped big for him. Huge. But there was other things about the Cena, the heel turn or whatever, all that stuff they were trying to get to. What's the time, by the way? Time. I just want to make sure.
38.
How much it?
428.
420. Okay, cool. So I got like 10 minutes. So in any event, they peeled back the curtain. They did really, really well. I think the pay-per-view, I mean, the documentary was so cool. There was a lot of even in real time, before Mania night 1, Cody went up, or night 2, Cody went up to Triple H, or no, I'm sorry, it was Bobby Roode. And which is shout out to them for giving all the recognition to the producers. You know what I'm saying? Like now you finally know what Bobby Roode does with all these other guys. Abyss was so shook because his match went over. One of his matches went over, and you got to time these things out to a T.
But that's
and he was like,
something-
"I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and
Regal
he was like looking for perfection, and he couldn't get it, and he was that's how you know he cares about his job. But even Cody on night 2 was talking to Bobby Roode and Pre at ringside. And he goes, "I think tonight's going to be an away game for me." Like he knew the crowd was going to fucking go for Cena, knowing everybody wants to see him win 17. But when he did it and how he did it, did you hear what Cena said when he came back through the gorilla after the match? He goes, "It's the best you're gonna get from me. Like that's my speed now. Like that's what I do now. That I'm not gonna be able to do all the things I used to do. But I put together a decent match. So that's why you got to respect these guys that do come for their final run, but they also are letting you know. Even Triple H said it on the show. He goes, Did we know that Cena and Cody was going to be, or was it going to be anything like the triple threat match? Yeah, we knew that. We knew it wasn't even going to top the women's match. Like, it just wasn't going to be this 5-star, oh my God match because of the limitations that John Cena in his later, he's on the back 9 now, you know what I mean? So it's like, but at least they informed you of all that, and it was good for the wrestling consumer like myself and all of us, where we're able to just like say like, yeah, that makes sense.
The thing, you know how they always say like, if it doesn't bother them, why does it bother you? Like in life, people tell you that. Like, why are you so bothered?
I just like that they didn't make it a reality series like AEW did, right?
Can you?
Like that's your point to say that to see the
no, mine's completely
to like with the reaction with Punk.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't make it like a reality season because like when AEW did that, you saw that Britt Baker was kind of a bitch, right? The way that she was to Thunder Rosa and things like that. So if you're talking about like people being misconstrued. I think they wanted to show you the behind the scenes stuff, and apparently there's going to be another one next year. So I guess it's going to be the road to WrestleMania again.
I love it.
I like that.
So
that's okay.
My thing about the whole like if it doesn't bother you thing is, I'm so floored that they reacted the way that they did with the Travis Scott thing because I thought I said it before.
You thought there was going to be heat?
No, I thought yeah. But I thought it was a fucking terrible segment. I thought bringing him in was a disastrous mistake. Everyone was like, it's for the clicks. It's for the clicks. The clicks never went there. The clicks weren't there. He was terrible the first time. He did that bullshit with the fucking sage and all that shit and just standing around. I'm like, yeah, it was cool to have him with Jay. But then when they brought him into the main thing, it's kind of like, you got people working their whole lives to get to this point. It's one of the biggest
moments. He wanted to make it his main job, and Triple H was like, I heard that. It's like, oh, fuck. But like, we're going to get more Travis Scott.
It bothers me so much because it's like, one, he's an outside guy. I feel a certain way about outside guys. Been a couple of exceptions, Bad Bunny and Logan Paul, who did great. But like, you watch it and like you see the things that he does and like how no one was like, bro, that's not even a real fucking belt that we've ever used. Why would you ever take that out to the ring? Why would you let him take that out to the ring? He did the whole sage thing. Didn't he spark up with Jay?
When he offered it to Jay and Jay said no.
I just like to see everyone be so excited.
Sorry.
To be so excited for what he did, which I thought was detrimental to the product. And they were just like, yeah, it's great. And then like he was one of the 6 guys that we have to go run it by Travis. Why the fuck are you running that by Travis?
Yeah, they had to run the Cena heel turn by Travis Scott. Don't ask me why.
Like
as if he needed to be one of the guys in the know. And I guess that makes sense because you're going to be involved.
If I was part of the office in the writers' room, I would have lost my job because I'd been like, this is fucking terrible. I don't know why we're doing this because he made no sense. It had a more negative than positive effect on what they did. The slap to Cody's ear and rupturing his eardrum. You could tell Cody was pissed in the doctor's chair when he fucking was like making sure that he was okay. He was being true pro. But like it just fucking blew my mind that they were like they loved it and I hated it.
All the behind the scenes stuff of the after the ladder match with Owens and Cody. Holy shit! Like man, where they beat.
What did he
say?
The neuro realm or some shit like that.
I don't know, but he said like I have no concussion, I have no broken bones, so I can't feel good. I can't complain. I can't complain about anything.
He's like I don't feel good.
Yeah, I saw another clip where it's like, what part of that was in the script? And Tiffany Stratton's like, oh no,
that was
Tiffany Stratton.
That was Tiffany Stratton. Yeah,
so he's like, she's like, all right. By the way, she's upset about the divorce thing. Blah blah blah. I'm like, damn.
The way, but there was the clip that I saw. It was Triple H like, okay. Make sure Tiffany knows she has to go and apologize for that. Like the way he handled that though, as he's like still in the middle of production and still doing his thing, he just
can we
register,
also
react, and said the right thing.
Do you feel that he was doing that to fucking appease
the cameras?
Charlotte? No, not even the cameras, but like he delegated it and said, hey, let her know we don't do that. Was it more along the lines of fucking like, all right, it wasn't terrible, but
go
it's
apologize,
Charlotte.
like yeah,
it's Charlotte.
Well,
So
for the
go say
respect of her,
something.
yeah, probably.
Just to save face, like fucking go say
I
something.
think he knows it was the right thing to say.
Yeah.
And in the middle, like, dude, look at that guy's fucking desk. He's got all these monitors around him. He's hearing this. He's got a fucking headphone up. It's like, okay, she has to do this because it's the right thing. I don't even think he had an emotion to it. I just think
anybody
that
else find it weird
that he had to do it.
That Triple H didn't have his headset on for the women's match. That he was just like just kicking back like he almost didn't give a fuck. That's another part where I was just like, dude, you have your headset on for every single moment, and you took it off for an entire match.
How about Jason Jordan?
Yeah, he's been there. Yeah, that's
great.
No,
I'm just saying, like
he does a lot of the women's matches.
Called that match.
Able to say T.J. Wilson as well. Bro, last thing about this, the cinematography.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Like, whoa, NFL Films directed this shit.
Bro, the
like,
fucking
when they were
action
doing
shots.
the action shots, but they were transitioning into different things.
Peyton
and I'm like,
Manning, executive producer. You saw that, right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
first
of course.
name that popped
Omaha.
up?
Yeah, I saw that.
Was
Omaha.
it Roman hit a spear and then he got tossed?
Dude,
or
Tommy,
something
you
like
have to
that?
watch it for that.
My wife's
like,
gonna hate me because I'm like, oh,
well,
we're gonna watch
I told my
tonight.
wife, I said, well, this is the shit that she'll actually tolerate. Like all the behind the scenes stuff where you like see the story about Bianca and Rhea. She's like, she loves Rhea Ripley. And I'm like, so do I. She's like, yeah, but I love her for a whole other reason. I was like, what do you mean? I love her work
It's
ethic.
not the ponytail for you too, man?
Bro, when she went to the taxidermy stuff, I was kind of like, oh, hey.
So anyway,
You're hot, so I'll let it go.
before we get out of here, obviously Summer Slam 2 nights coming up this weekend.
Is it?
MetLife Stadium. Cannot wait. We're going to be there for a tailgate. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I know, dude.
Hopefully I get off.
Yeah, we're waiting on Payne. It could possibly be a Tommy sandwich with me in the middle. We're going to figure that
play
out.
your cards.
Yeah, you play
Hey,
cards,
yo.
right?
So let's go over the matches real quick. Rocket Fire, who we think's going to go over in this and why. We'll start at the bottom. They're throwing a TLC match at us. I didn't know that was a thing until about 2 days ago. And I was like, this is fantastic. It's the Wyatt Six, DIY, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade, and Phoenix. I don't care where they go. I just know the
MetLife
match.
Stadium wins.
Yeah,
Street Profits.
The fans are going to win, and I love the Street
The
Profits.
Mega
to win this.
Powers are going to win. That's going to be my answer to everything. Either Mega
Jesus
Powers
Christ.
or Hulk Hogan.
Dom and AJ.
AJ.
AJ Styles got to get the
No.
rub, right?
AJ.
Yeah, you're in on Dom. Still going up. Still going strong?
I think Dom.
Does Dom get the
I think-
Dom get the WrestleMania treatment crowd wise in MetLife?
Yes.
They're
Maybe.
gonna
It's New
cheer
York.
the hell out of him.
It's New York.
They're a smarter crowd. Just
I still like AJ here though. I
do
think AJ's coming up on his end.
all of this little stupid little nuance shit of him being the janitor and shit. I'm like, this is
Yeah,
hilarious.
but you know why Dom's going to win? Didn't AJ get the pin on him on SmackDown this weekend? Or this Friday?
we're
night?
for 50-50 booking again?
Or Raw?
Possibly.
When they
I don't
wrestle?
know.
I still think it's going to be AJ because I think he's going
Not
to start
only-
doing some stuff with AAA. He might become the AAA heavyweight.
That's true. Not only are we getting a TLC match, we're also getting a cage match with fucking Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I'm going to give it to Jacob Fatu. Unless they decide to bring out the 13th fucking bloodline member that nobody knows. Maybe Lance. I don't know. This could be a perfect spot.
I could see Solo retaining.
Yeah, it could be a perfect spot for another member.
I think MetLife is going to get one hell of a jump off the top of that cage from
my
Jacob
God.
Fatu.
What a fucking moment that's going to be. I hope it's
I
at
just
night.
hope they give him the NWO Wolfpack, please. That's all I want in life. Jacob Fatu to lead the new NWO Wolfpack. It's such a good song. You need it. Yeah,
Becky Lynch and Lyra, I don't really care about this one. I don't think
SWO, Samoan World Order.
I don't think the story has been. Yeah, that's very good. I don't think the story's been that great with this one.
Who?
Lyra Valkyria and,
No one
and
gives a
Becky
shit.
Lynch.
She bombed the fuck out of her promo the
Bad,
other day.
bad.
I'm wearing my new shoes because
Yeah.
they're Becky Stomper. Like,
Yeah, and I'm like, nah,
and
it's
she
no good.
stuttered several times.
No, yeah,
She's
no
just
good.
not good.
Naomi's Io Sky, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea's
going to get this thing back.
No, I think Naomi retains.
Yeah, because it has been it's brand new. So yeah,
okay.
I would say that could be.
Oh,
a
you
thing.
know what? Yes, her crowd reaction was fucking fire.
Yeah,
Wait a minute,
fucking
fire.
fire.
Wait a minute.
Fucking fire.
You're from Boston?
Yeah.
Ah.
From Boston.
Io's a champ, isn't she?
See, no.
No, you got the wrong champs. No, she cashed in on Io.
Yeah, she.
Oh, that's right,
Naomi's
yeah.
the champ. I think she
I
retains.
think she retains.
Complete
She's,
fucking
I'm telling you,
brain fart.
she's
Yeah,
white
she
hot right
retains.
now.
Super proud of this one because it got to another main event, or at least another pay per view. Sami Zayn, Killer Cross. Sorry.
It's gonna be Killer Cross.
I mean,
sucks.
yeah, Cross.
Please fucking give it a cross. God
Now
damn
remember,
it.
the
Let Sammy go
stipulation.
back
There's
to
a
his
stipulation.
bodega.
There's a stipulation. If Cross wins, Sammy has to say he was telling the truth or you were right or whatever. I think we're gonna get some kind
We're
of.
gonna get carried.
We're gonna get some kind of reveal out of this. I think it's gonna be cool.
Timmy Cross.
Big one, main event of night one: Roman and Jay against Breaker and Bronson Reed. They've been going at it for the
Roman
last
and
2
Jay.
weeks. You would assume that's the
I
case.
want it to be.
I think it's going to be
Bronson.
I think it's going to be
That
Bronson and Braun.
That double spear on Monday night was fucking awesome.
Listen to me.
Unbelievable.
If Heyman wasn't involved, I'd say yes, Roman and Jay. But there's going to be some kind of chicanery
but Seth is
involved.
absent. What do you do? How do if you
Just
And I
give me
have the
3
answer.
minutes.
I have the
Give me 3
answer.
minutes on that.
I think it's going to be Roman and Jay because I think they're going to start to slowly separate Braun from them. He's a fucking dude. He's a star.
He is a
and
star.
Seth is hurt. Like,
Dude,
Might
back to
be
the
a
Unreal.
short-lived faction.
Back to the Unreal to see old multiple camera angles of him spearing the Speed Kid.
Oh my God!
Oh my
Whoa,
God,
hold on.
bro!
Did
Matt
you see
Bird.
Triple H's disregard for his leg?
He looked at it, he's like,
he walked away.
I think the raw footage makes it look worse than the.
Dude, he fucking got
I did that myself the night of. I was just splicing shit and editing it myself. Like, this is amazing.
Bro, Logan fucking just like, bro, that's terrible.
And what did he say? Yeah, do that. Drink some Prime.
Drink some Prime.
I was like,
You'll
you
be
marketing motherfucker, you.
Marketing. I thought he was trolling him in live action, like in live time.
Could have been a thing too.
It was hilarious.
Raquel Rodriguez and Perez against Bliss and Flair. I think Bliss and Flair win because
this is the match that no one gives a shit
no.
about.
I think what's her the Jersey Girl returns, and I think Liv Morgan returns. I think she helps.
Well, is she done filming?
Filming what?
She was filming a movie or something.
Isn't she the her
My heart's
shoulder
broken.
got destroyed? No.
All right, we gotta go.
I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Orton and Jelly Roll against Drew McIntyre and Logan.
Jelly Rolls choke slam again.
I love
take
that.
Jelly
Love
Roll.
that. But there is a rumor that McIntyre might not be able to get out of England, so the Miz cut an amazing promo.
How good was McIntyre's promo in the cow pasture?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, it's hysterical.
I didn't see it. Well, I'll have to look at that one.
Did he call? He's the one who called Travis Scott a piece of shit.
Maybe I would love that.
He as he's doing the fucking
impulsive,
promo, he shows a cow in the background. He goes, "This is how big you're going to be after you're going back to this size after we beat you at SummerSlam." I was like,
Tiffy time and Jade. I don't think Jade's ready for a title run. I think Tiffy
"No,
retains.
dear God, no! Please don't do that."
We'll see.
She needs more
And the
performance
two
at a time.
bigger ones. We'll start with Cody and Cena.
Cody.
I think this has to happen. This might be the Cody. This might be the Rock Hogan, where Cody wins. And
I
we
think
get
Rock
a handshake thing, and we get like a okay,
I think
man.
Rock comes back.
You would think the
You're
Rock
a little
could be
fucking late, pal.
Yeah, right. How long you got? Yeah, The Rock might come back in this. I think that Cody does win the title, and then we get a face run for the rest, the back end of this retirement tour.
I still think the whole Cena thing is a ruse anyway. I think he's just long-term playing fake heel.
I mean, he said he wasn't a heel. He told everybody, "I'm not a heel. I'm just a human." Like, and I'm mad at you guys for treating me like shit for the last 20 years. So I'm very excited to see how they go about that. But the last one I'll say for last, it's CM Punk and Gunther.
Punk.
Yeah. But I think Seth Rollins leaves as SummerSlam as the champion. I think this whole thing is a work. And people are going to be up in arms because if Punk pulls that off and then a fucking cash-in happens.
I don't think it's going to be a cash-in. I think it's going to be a cash fail.
No. I think
it's a cash fail.
I love that, Dave. I love that.
Place would go bonkers. And again, if he's hurt, that sucks. I hope he's back sooner rather than later. But
does he need to be fucking?
If they hold the wool over our eyes and they're like, by the way, he's fine, does a stomp, wins the title, and screws over Punk for the next time, Punk might lose his fucking mind. And I think that adds the biggest element to the Punk-Seth
I think
feud.
it's a cash fail. I really do.
You know what? So that place will go nuts because here's CM Punk holding up a WWE championship for the first time in fucking forever. And then you hear, "Burn it down!"
Yeah, because he can barely get through Gunther.
But then you got to think back of like all the times that he's cost Punk the match, like fucking Elimination Chamber. He stomped him on the crate.
What's to say he doesn't do it again? This is the ultimate one.
But that's my point. Like
You're saying finally he tries and
continuously
fails?
doing it. He's got like at some point it's got to cash in.
But I mean,
otherwise you're gonna
they've
be
kept
like,
this guy off TV.
What does it matter? He's gonna fucking stomp him again.
Yeah, but wait, it's the Raven Tommy Dreamer effect.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Anyway, SummerSlam going down. Join us on Saturday for the SummerSlam Cypher, courtesy of Savvy Seats. Fight Factory Wrestling will be in the building. We like to thank everybody who's watching this. Comment, like, do all the fun shit you're supposed to do on YouTube. For Dave Sturchio, Tommy D, Chris Payne, and Tommy Tequila. We'll see you at SummerSlam, brother. Thank you.
I forgot I was wearing a hat.